introduction to how to make Berlina Cruntz Cookies. I have many friends that have asked me over the years and I have not got to them. So we're going to try to put this out so you can copy it.
Can you tell us a little about the cookies?
Well, the cookies were my grandmother's and her great-grandmother's. They were just a Swedish cookie that was very popular in my growing up. My mother used to make big jars full of it and everybody cleaned it up within a couple of days. Please put your oven on to 345.
Ingredients are, we have two hard-boiled eggs, which we have sitting there, and Eloise has already put one yolk into the bowl, and now she's going to put the other egg yolk into the bowl, and you just pop them out. The egg whites for some possible sandwiches later. 1 cup of white sugar, and your eggs can be medium or large. Eloise says it doesn't matter. Okay, Eloise has built this to a consistency where the egg yolks are mashed in with the sugar.
Cup of white.
With the sugar. And now she is going to add 1 egg yolk. And we'll save the white for later because that's what we're going to dip the cookies into. So just 1 egg yolk, and it goes in with the sugar hard-boiled egg combination. Okay, now Eloise, what are you going to add?
Well, we have the butter that we have to mix in with the egg yolk, smashed up in with sugar.
And this is a half of a brick of butter, which equals 1 cup, and it can be salted or unsalted. And she has left it out at room temperature so that it is soft. She's going to add that in and mush it into that mixture.
Now we're just trying to get this all mixed. Butter and the rest that we did with the yolks and the raw egg yolk.
And the hard-boiled egg
and the hard, but now that's all that's in here. Now what's missing in here, you all should know, is the flour.
So we have here a precise measure of 2 cups of flour. Exactly. And what Eloise is going to do is she is going to put about a cup of flour into to start with and work that in and then add the remaining flour.
Till it is worked and all gone.
Till it's worked and all gone. So I will add
a cup or half a cup.
A cup, because we have 2 cups of flour here. So about half.
Okay.
And now here we go. This is very painful. She said it takes forever to get it all mixed together. This is why she said that it is a Christmas cookie, because it takes a lot of time. So I will let her get this started and we will come back.
Right.
You can see how it's coming together.
Oh, you can see how it's coming together, but it's still all not enough. So you still got a half or a cup to put in here, and then work it until you're done with all that flour. Now I'm back in. I have nothing else to put in here except the flour that we just put in.
And we have to work it until
I got to work that with my hands until we've got it all mixed together.
And there's no more flour showing.
No more flour. To put gloves on. I tried that, and that's where, I don't know, maybe you can do it, but it...
What she's saying is that she's tried using rubber gloves with it, but she can't get the feel of the dough. So she prefers to do it with her bare, clean hands.
All this time I've been working that flour in, and if you look into my bowl, there's no more flour showing. It's all in the dough. And we can start anytime rolling out our first cookie.
I can hardly wait for a cookie.
Eloise has the prepared dough, and she has a small bowl of sugar and that egg white that we saved And this will be for dipping the cookies.
Now I'm going to start to roll out for a cookie. I take a little lump of the dough and I put it down here on the counter, and there I start to roll. Roll, roll, roll your boat gently down the stream. And you just keep rolling until you're so sick of it. No, I'm just joking. Around,
Now wait. Okay, this is very important. Around and under and over.
And dip and sugar. That's one of the cookies.
I'm just going to point out that Eloise usually cooks 5 cookies for a test run to see if her flour consistency is okay. So here she's doing it again. And I would say that the amount of dough that she uses, she can set it was
Tablespoon about.
about a tablespoon or about the size of an egg yolk, she said.
Yeah, maybe a little bit. Well, you can see how big I roll that one. And then it comes right through there and they catch there. See?
And then the top into the egg yolk, top into the sugar, into the pan. Okay, now Diane's gonna try. These cookies are from yesterday's batch. As you can see, this cookie, Eloise pre-cooked the 5 cookies and found out there wasn't enough flour in the dough. So she added a little bit more flour, and then this is the way they were supposed to come out.
Right. This is Diane's cookie, which is quite good, actually. And those 2 are my old cookie way. I would say 11 to 13
Minutes.
minutes.
How do we tell when?
I will show you when they get to the takeout.
Okay.
I'll show you how you can tell.
Okay.
13, 11, 12, 13. Now I'll look at it at 12, but I'm setting it for 13 because. Diane, one little trick here is the cookie dough has been in there since how long?
13 minutes.
But it isn't 13 though. It's 13 less 4.
Yeah.
So it's getting close. So I just open it up and see it's brown. It's cooking properly. So now it's still got another 4 minutes to cook. But they're not spread out so much, you know.
Okay.
So I think that's a kind of a trick. You can see when they get to that thing, put your doors closed for the remainder of the time, and I'm sure it'll be just about right on.
Timer's up.
Just give it a tick more. We can start rolling because these are not spread out all over.
Can I see them a better picture? Can I look in there? They're pretty spread.
Okay, take them out.
We're 13 minutes. Eloise said that these are done, but they could have stayed in to maybe about another minute just to brown and crisp up a little bit. But they are just rolled a little bit thicker, and Eloise likes that better. Determined it's approximately 6 inches you roll to, but the end's got to be a little bit thinner than the center. Is that correct, Eloise?
See, roll. You got to have it long enough that you can get that end in.
Yeah.
And then take this one and put it there. And if you make a little error on it, it just fills in, that's all.
Okay, so just a little bit.
One there is all you need.
And we're filling that tray and another one.
And let me
then
feel
we'll-
this. I want to see if you can roll. It's pretty fat.
It's a little too fat.
Oh no, you can do it.
Okay, well that's what you're trying to get to.
There's a whole small tin. These were Grandma Gotaas's
Pans.
so you don't never have to grease them, and they look like heck, but they're the best pans for cookies.
There you go. Okay, this
A
batch.
little drop more.
This batch was set for 14 minutes, and Eloise wants just a few more. Maybe because there's way more cookies in the oven.
Say 1.5 or 2 minutes.
So you just kind of got to see how it goes. And also when rolling, don't handle the dough too much when you're rolling it out because it'll start to break. And you just got to play with it until you get a nice looking cookie.
I found out that the batch we made today are just fine, except if I want them a little smaller and dipped in egg and sugar, I'll get Diane to taste. They're crispy, but they're a little bit bigger than I want them to be up higher than where they are,
Flat.
but they still all taste the
Taste good.
same.
Okay, well, they're coming out of the oven. A little bit more flour in
Yeah.
these things, just so that
Well,
they stay higher.
when we did the flour cup, 2 cups, it was measured perfect, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Or maybe it needs a
little bit
not
more.
much more.
and also, because Diane was rolling and Eloise was rolling, we were not consistent with our sizes, which makes it a little different as well. So Eloise boosted up the time to 17 minutes, so you kind of have to play with it. Say that again.
If you like them golden, like this pan, you leave it the way it was at 15. But if you want them a little darker, you maybe make it at 16. But we don't want to burn them, so you have to do a test run on like we did.
Just keep checking them. And that, folks, is Berlina Cruntz.
It's what you'd say is just about perfect, but it needed a tinge more flour in the dough.
Okay, but they still taste good. So again, that's the end of the Berlina Cruntz.